Welcome again to episode number 4 of Tuesdays with Tom. Now, before we get started, I did catch a little bit of slack from a few individuals about wearing a polo last time and how I wasn't in my proper uniform. So we're going to change that today. There, that's better. All right. Well, today's episode is about the mailbag. I got a lot of emails in today, so if you didn't get yours answered, I'll try to do one a little bit later, but I'll get to the ones we have right now. Rick from Kalamazoo writes in, why is memorizing ritual so important? Well, to start with, ritual is like a conversation. It's either between the high priest or the captain of the host, or the first, second, and third veils, or whatever. I mean, how would you like it if you were in a conversation where someone asked you, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. What's going on with you? Oh, I'm not really sure. Oh, the car's in the shop and the kid got a C- in math. I mean, that wouldn't be great. I mean, people looking down at their books the whole time. It's just a conversation. Another reason why ritual is so important to be memorized is that as Royal Arch Masons, we're held to a higher standard than other Masonic orders, than Blue Lodge, than Council, than Commandery, than any other Masonic body. The Royal Arch Masons of Michigan are held to a higher standard. And what we learned in the Most Excellent Master degree, if you are not already conversant in all the degrees heretofore conferred upon you, remember that an indulgence prompted by a belief that you will, with double diligence, make yourself so. Now, I know you guys remember that charge, but that's why. Dave in Saginaw writes, what are the main differences between Scottish Rite and York Rite? I think one of the main differences is that Scottish Rite is Scottish Rite. Now, allow me to elaborate. Scottish Rite is the Scottish Rite between the 4th and the 32nd degrees. York Rite has at least 3 separate bodies. They have a chapter of Royal Arch Masons, a Council of Royal and Select Masons, and a Commandery of Knights Templar, Allied Masonic Degrees, York Rite Sovereign College, and different other organizations. But if you belong to Scottish Rite, that's just it, Scottish Rite. Also, York Rite is more active Masonry. It's not passive Masonry. If you want to sit in the back row of a lodge room, and that's fine. I got nothing against those guys. They come every month. It's perfect. But York Rite is active Masonry. So if you want to participate, you want to keep going, you want to keep seeking further light in Masonry, then the York Rite is for you. Bill from Traverse City. We want to put on degrees, but we don't have enough people. Where can we get more companions for a cast? First, go to the chapters that are surrounding you. If you're in the chapter in the Detroit or Lansing or Grand Rapids or any other area, just reach the chapters that are within less than an hour from you. I bet there's 4 or 5 chapters that are within an hour. Ask them, hey, we need a junior overseer for the Mark Master degree, or hey, we need somebody to give the history for the Most Excellent Master. We need somebody to give the charge for this, and they'll be more than happy to help you. If for some reason you can't get a hold of them, or if it's short notice, then you can contact your DDI and reach out to him, and that's what he's there for. He's there not just to give you instructions and a school of instruction and inspection. He's there to help your chapter to survive and to thrive. If not that, then you can reach out to the Grand Chapter, and we're more than happy to help you guys put on degrees. In between your DDI and the Grand Chapter, you can also reach out to your local York Rite Sovereign College. That's what they're for also, is to provide help for lodges and chapters in putting on the symbolic degrees and the capitular degrees. Once you have your cast list down, just tell us the date and the time and we'll be there. See, that was an easy question. Glenn from Saginaw. How do I become a DDI or a Grand Officer? You got to ask. Once again, referring back to the Most Excellent Master degree, our job is to diffuse light and information to all uninformed Masons wheresoever dispersed throughout the globe. They first applying to you and you finding them worthy. So you need to ask, hey, I'd like to be a DDI. Well, the first thing is you need to be a high priest or a past high priest. And then as you work through the DDI, you can get to know more individuals from surrounding chapters. You get to learn more of the ritual work. You get to learn more different degrees in the ritual book. And then if you would like to become a Grand Officer, then just address the protocol committee for the Grand High Priest for that year. try to do it by February so we can have a good idea of who's running for the Grand Line by the George Washington celebration in Port Huron. That's about it, except be ready for a lot of work and a lot of travel. I ask all my Grand Officers to lead by example, not only in what they do and what they say, in how they act, in how they dress, in how they perform, in how they open and close a lodge, and how they perform ritual, in everything that they do. Thank you all for your questions. I really appreciate them. It's an honor to be your Grand High Priest this year. And until I see you again, keep seeking further light in Masonry.